This is verse 28 of the 5th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus working through some of the commandments and the Ten Commandments, and of course driving home far more deeply the extended effect, the scope of these commandments. Right now he's dealing with the 7th commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery, which he has recited to them in the preceding verse, and of course now he wants to again drive home to them the deeper reaches of this commandment. So ego, added for emphasis, so I say to you, standing in contrast then to the received tradition. I, on the other hand, postpositive death, but I, lego, first person singular, present active indicative of lego, I say. So but I, with emphasis, say, who, men, indirect object, dative, plural, of the second person pronoun, but I say to you, hoti, the conjunction here, that. Then pos, from pos, pasa, pon, means all or every. An adjective, depending on whether it's singular or plural, here in the singular, we'll render it as every. Used generally with the direct or with the article, and so every, the, blepon, seeing. From blepo, I see. This is the present participle, present active participle, masculine, singular, nominative, going along with the article. So every, the seeing, or everyone who sees, and of course we'd render it into English, everyone who looks, would be the sense. The word blepo can be used in either way. So I say to you, everyone who looks. This will take the accusative here, functioning as the direct object of the verb blepo, not exactly the way we would put it in English. Everyone who looks at a woman, we would say in English. That would be setting it up as part of a prepositional phrase. But here, the direct object is the appropriate way. So this is gune, the word for woman. This is in the singular accusative of this feminine noun. So everyone who looks at a woman is the idea. Pros is the word expressing intent here. It could have been ace. This is actually a little bit more of a forceful word. Pros can often be used to express the idea of action or motion towards something. Not necessarily, but of course it does kind of up the sense of the intensity of the notion here. Looking at a woman with the purpose of would be the notion. Pros, to, with the purpose. This is the articular infinitive. So we have epithumesai from epithumia. Thumos means a strong emotion of some kind, usually wrath. The epithumos, which is the word from which this notion is derived, is looking with a kind of passion upon. So it's a strong passion. Looking upon, so whoever looks upon a woman toward the purpose of, or formulating an intention to, lust, make that woman an object of lustful desire. And the point is there's a certain degree of intent that's involved. This is the stated purpose of this action. So to look with lust, or look for the purpose of lusting, again it takes autein, which is the direct object of the lust. We'd render it in English, lust for her, but in Greek the epithumia can take the accusative as the direct object, so lusting for her. Then already, ade, indeclinable adverb, already, emoikusen, from moikeo, to commit adultery. First person singular would be I commit adultery, would be the idea. This is the third person singular, aorist active indicative. So already committed adultery with her would be the notion in the simple aorist. Again, it takes the accusative as a direct object. So already adulterated her is the idea. Committed adultery with her would be the notion. Of course, it's taking place in an unseen interior level. So in, preposition, with the dative te, the dative singular feminine article with cardia, in the heart, feminine noun, so has committed adultery with her in the heart, autu, of him. So, of course, this is the point. Many people, I suppose, in Jesus' day would have thought that if they hadn't actually committed the external act of sexual immorality with a woman, that they had escaped the scope of this command. But obviously Jesus is pressing it home much more deeply and making clear that even the formulation in the heart at an unseen level of the purpose of lusting. It becomes a certain kind of violation of this command, more subtle for sure, but nevertheless having the same, going in the same direction, really a violation of the same complex that is represented in this command.